Because the old bus owner often uses tap water, the truck engine is always hot. Replacing a pure copper water tank is very expensive, so they have to clean it 4 times a month. Today we will watch how Pakistan makes the water tank look brand new. This is a disassembled 100-ton net water tank. Before the official cleaning, Fu used a flamethrower to heat the end cover. This is because the pure copper material is rare. It needs to be melted into tin liquid at high temperature to quickly separate the water-type end cover, which is convenient for thorough cleaning of the interior when you can see a lot of sand and stone scale inside. The reason for the high temperature of the engine. For this relatively thick scale, Fu first used an iron bar to loosen the inside of the waterway. This way, it can be ensured that it can be flushed with water later. All waterway openings can circulate normally. There are many waterway openings. The master's dredging speed is not slow. It only took 2.5 minutes to complete the processing. The cleaning level at this time is definitely not up to the requirements. In order to thoroughly remove the residual dirt, Fu will use oxalic acid to rinse the surface. Although the dosage used is not much, completely decompose and remove, then rinse with clean water to restore the initial probability to the original color of the bottom plate, and then use the iron bar to dredge again. The repeated friction between the iron sheet and the inner wall can make the scale completely melt in the water. For the waterway with greater dredging resistance, Fu will pour oxalic acid into the interior again until the iron bar has no resistance when it is pulled, which means that the waterway has been dredged. After pouring out the internal sewage, in order to prevent sand and stone particles from settling at the bottom, it is necessary to use clean water to backwash repeatedly. Not only can the blockage problem be completely solved, but also the residual oxalic acid can be completely diluted. Considering that the end cap also absorbs scale stains, will oxalic acid be used to apply the surface? From the foam produced, it can be seen that the acid has a very obvious effect on the decomposition of scale. When the end cap is restored to the original color of brass, the end cap has reached the use standard, because the gap is that as long as the mine does not slip, there are always more solutions than difficulties. Considering the tin liquid, after the master used the soldering iron to modify the solder bar, the other side needs to be welded with a welding tool. The soldering iron can not only make the solder bar more beautiful, but also avoid the risk of gap welding. The master's cooperation with the soldering iron and the flamethrower shows his rigor in gap welding. After the end cover and the bottom plate are completely fixed, the previously disassembled interface needs to be welded back to the original position. After all, this is the most likely position for the water tank to leak. After the end cover of the water tank is completely restored, the long-term use and bumps of the water tank have caused a lot of deformation of the fins. The master needs to clean it manually with pliers and correct the deformed parts with a steel needle to restore the best heat dissipation effect of the water tank. After the master's meticulous operation, in order to prevent the water tank from leaking again, it needs to be filled with clean water for airtightness testing. The connection position is completely sealed. This kind of stains on the surface of the homogeneous fins also need to be carefully scrubbed with a brush to truly restore it to the factory settings. This completely blocked and non-heat dissipating water tank has been refurbished and repaired. What do you think of the skills of Pakistani masters?